Hello, this is Dr. Michael Rothman, and in this video I want to talk about the hCG diet. Now this diet's been around since the mid-1950s and was originally developed by Dr. A.T.W. Simeons, who was a medical doctor. Dr. Simeons discovered that by using a very low-calorie diet and combining this with the use of a hormone known as human chorionic gonadotropin, he was able to help thousands of people lose weight very quickly, very safely, and with long-term results. Now, how does this diet work? Let's look at this from an evolutionary standpoint. So, if you try to reduce caloric intake and maybe increase your activity levels, your body looks at this like, oh my God, there's a famine coming. Why are we not eating? Why are we running around like crazy people? Well, the only reason could be there's no food around and someone's trying to eat us. So under those conditions, your metabolism actually slows down because from an evolutionary standpoint, your body thinks that you're starving and that you're under duress. The point of evolution is to perpetuate the species. So you need to survive in order to have a baby. How are you going to survive? Slow down that metabolism, get through this time of famine and when the predators are after you, and then survive to make that baby and live another day. Now let's switch things around. Imagine that you're pregnant under similar conditions where there's not enough food around. Okay, you're starving literally. Maybe you're running from a predator, but now you're pregnant. So evolutionary forces will say, we don't really care about you anymore. We care about that seed growing inside of you called your baby, called your fetus. Under those conditions, the fat from your body will be transferred to the fetus to keep the fetus alive so the fetus can survive and perpetuate the human species. So we see there's a big difference between starving yourself in a pregnant state and starving yourself in a non-pregnant state. So the concept of the hCG diet is that you will literally starve yourself for about 30 to 40 days, eating very low-fat meats, just enough meat to make sure that you don't lose your muscle mass. You'll be consuming no sugar and very few carbohydrates. And you'll be taking hCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, at the same time. And by doing this, by taking the hCG and starving yourself, you will live off your body fat and you can lose tremendous amounts of weight very quickly. Typically, you can lose 20 to 30 pounds of weight in somewhere between 30 and 40 days. Now, this diet will not make you skinny. If you're 50 pounds overweight, it's great because now you're only going to be 20 pounds overweight. But if you have a normal weight and you want to look like a scrawny model, this does not work for you. It will only bring you down to your normal weight, and the weight loss will tend to stop. So I do recommend the hCG diet. I do use this in my practice, but let me warn you of a couple things. First of all, this diet is extremely useful and it's becoming very popular. And because it's popular, people want to use it. The problem is that hCG is a prescription drug. The only way you can legally obtain this prescription drug is through a medical doctor. There are other practitioners out there that are not medical doctors that want to cash in on this, and so they will tell you, oh, use these homeopathic hCG drops. Or you can go on the internet and buy, I don't know what you're getting, but you can get hCG on the internet. Again, I'm not sure what you're getting. You're either getting illegally obtained hCG, counterfeit hCG, something that's not hCG. I don't know what it is. I know what I use. I go to a compounding pharmacy and I use little sublingual tablets that contain hCG. It requires a doctor's prescription. I would not recommend any other forms of hCG. There's only one type of real hCG, and that is human chorionic gonadotropin. So the diet does work. I must warn you, it is extremely strict. But you only do it for a short amount of time. And then when you're done with the diet, you need to go on a low-calorie diet, not low-calorie, I'm sorry, a low-carbohydrate diet so that you don't gain all your weight back. So I'll typically start a patient off with a low-carb diet, transfer them to a hCG diet, And when they're done with that cycle of hCG, they'll go back on their low-carb diet to maintain their weight. And if they want to lose more weight, I'll put them on another round of hCG. But the hCG diet works. It's fantastic. And I give it 2 thumbs up. I hope this video is helpful to you, and I hope to see you soon.